Well, in this video we're going to show you three of the very best Ramblers, English roses, Ramblers that if you leave them will do exactly what this one does. This is Rambling Rector, one of the old greats. Not entirely sure on its history and when it was bred. I'm sure there's masses online if you're looking to research who bred it and how old it is, but it's one of the traditional white Ramblers. Actually, it's one of the earliest Ramblers as well, and if left to do its own thing, and this one is, without any pruning, any support, it's not fed, it's not deadheaded, and it will grow to a clump, as you can see here. This is actually hiding a telegraph pole that's supporting power cables coming into this old farmhouse, but there's actually no support on here. It's not tied in or anything. You can see just how thick it grows around the base. This one's getting a little bit of damage from the muntjac and fallow deer that come in and out of this garden, but you can see it doesn't seem to be damaging it in any way. Rambling Rector is a multi-headed rose, almost semi-double. Here's a typical flower. Opens with a yellow creamish bud, as you can see here. That's quite typical colour formation. And then as it fades to an almost completely white rose, those yellow stamens in the centre tend to fade out, so as it ages, just before the flowers drop, a little bit brown in the centre, but it does open over a longish period of time. But for us here, this is one of the first Ramblers to open and flower and give us this massive display. From a distance, it's an en masse of almost pure white. Now let's move on and show you one of the other two Ramblers we're going to show you in this little video, Kiftsgate. Here's Kiftsgate, just about 20 feet away from that Rambling Rector, clambering over this old shed. Actually planted the base of this rose somewhere down in there, and you can see quite a different foliage colour to the Rambling Rector. This has got a sort of palish metallic grey green foliage, and the flowers quite similar but quite different. No doubles, these are single flowers, no doubling on them at all. Much more yellow in the centre and a larger flower as it opens up, almost star-like. The buds slightly different from the Rambling Rector, and they've got a little tinge of rose pink as they're opening up and much more pointed. Again, multi-headed sprays of flowers. This one flowers for us around 2 weeks later than the Rambling Rector, so the Rector we've just shown you is very much coming to the end of its flowering period now, and this one's still got masses of flowers to open up. You can see the stems growing out from this rose, not from the base but from the main supporting branches, and they are just left to arch over and they gradually collapse into this mass, actually supported in the middle by an old plum tree, a green gage, which hasn't fruited for years. And if you have got old fruit trees that you're wanting to cover up or use as supports, Kiftsgate, Rector and the third rose we're about to move on, which is Paul's Himalayan Musk, is a great choice for any of those aspects. And this is the third Rambler we're going to show you, Paul's Himalayan Musk. Flowers around the same time as Rambling Rector for us here. Mass sprays of this delicate pink, fading to an almost white, semi-double. And what really makes this an outstanding rose is not just its sheer scale, but the scent. Standing here under the base of it is an absolute dream this afternoon. Got a gentle breeze coming through, a sweet rose perfumes just infusing the entire air. This is one of two we've got growing here. It's wrapped its way around this old apple tree, which I don't even think you can make out on this aspect. Well, just there's a little branch of the apple still coming out. It still fruits, it manages. Paul's Himalayan Musk is open enough in its aspect to allow the underlying tree still to survive and fruit. But this is one of our favourite roses. We've got another one planted actually just over the bank of this new cutting garden. You just see it coming through this rowan tree, which has a lovely pink fruit on it later in the season, quite an unusual rowan. Let me go around and show you the front of that musk. Here we go, I've come through onto the other side of the old farm wall and rambling on the side of this compost heap. Again, full-blown Paul's Himalayan Musk, climbing up through the rowan to around 20 feet. Again, we don't prune, deadhead, or do any shaping on these roses, just allow them to do what they would naturally do. And they reward you every year with this fantastic show. You can just see how deep some of these pinks are in the early blossom before it opens and then fades before falling to an almost pure white. A lovely rose. Pink buds that unfurl into this beautiful double. The insects just absolutely love all three of these roses. Really can't fault them as far as supplies of nectar for the early insects, although this one again is now flowering fully and will be over by the middle of June. Again, long stems growing out the top of these, which will just be left in place. The beauty of growing these ramblers, if you've got the space, is that you don't have to do any maintenance on them at all. You just leave them. Shape them if you have to. If you want to restrict them, then just cut them back from paths and whatever, so you're not walking through, which is quite vicious, thorny growth on all three of these varieties. But they're absolutely lovely if you can just give them the space and leave them well alone. They'll reward you every year. I've got one final seedling to show you, which is a bit intriguing. Let's go and have a look at that now. I was going to describe this as this little rose, but actually it's probably got about an 8-foot spread on it already. It was found as a seedling about 2 years ago. Didn't know what it was, but it looked interesting enough to be left, and we did leave it. And it's grown into this, what is a massive rambler. And just look at the strength of some of these new branches coming out from the crown of this rose. They are arching up already to around 8 feet. But what is it? Well, it's got that grey foliage of the Kiftsgate, so it's definitely got some Kiftsgate parentage in there. But it's not got that creamy yellow bud. Just look at that. A pink bud. Not as long as the Rambling Rector, and there's a lot more yellow in it than the Rector, but there's no doubleness of the Rambling Rector. It's a single 5-petaled flower again. Not long enough to be Wedding Day, which is a very similar variety to the Rambling Rector, but a semi-double. And I don't think it's Bobby James either, which is again a very similar Rambler with white flowers and central yellow petals, stamens. But again, the petals on that are much longer. It's a much broader, longer petal than that. So a unique seedling, probably crossed from a combination of parentage. Pink budded, beautiful red stems, as you can see, so it's definitely got something. We're going to struggle with it in this position because we just can't let this grow out to sort of 20-30 feet. So what I'm going to do, and I think it will actually improve the display in the short term, is trim back all this rapid growth that's coming away, and we're going to try and compact this, bonsai it effectively into a shrub rose type of mound. We're going to keep it around 5 to 6 feet all around. I think it will bush enough to give us a good display of flower every year. We'll see if it puts up with that. If it doesn't, then next winter when it's dormant we may well have to lift it, but it's already probably about 1.5 inches some of the stems coming off from that base, so it would be a mammoth task and probably require some mechanical assistance to dig this out and get it into a hedge to let it grow naturally. But a nice find in the garden, something of interest. If you do allow your roses to seed and form hips, as we do here, to say we don't deadhead any of these, and they do reward us with a mass of tiny little orange hips. They give you a great display most years if they don't blacken off, and this year they've been absolutely spectacular. So 3 roses for you to consider if you've got the room for your passion in your garden. Paul's Himalayan Musk, Rambling Rector, and just in the far distance, as you can see it, into the sunlight, climbing up that pole, Rambling Rector. All great choices for large gardens. Thanks for watching. Hope you found some of that advice helpful. Love to hear back from you, particularly if you've got any clues what my seedling might be. Thanks for watching.